All right, GM everyone, thank you for joining here. Today we have a special edition Dragon's Den together with Ethereum cat herders. Alan here, sorry, maybe I butchered your name. Is gonna give us a bit of a presentation about the Pectra update, and then we're gonna continue with the regular quiz, but with a little help. If you pay attention, then you might have bigger chances. The questions are a little bit hard, so I will recommend everyone to really put attention here. And this is one of the most exciting updates, in my opinion. Really a bunch of cool stuff that I'm also excited to learn more about. So yeah, Valine, if you want to jump in here and we can kick it off. I don't know if you can invite to speak. There you go. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to scare people, but I think a few questions are, you need to pay attention, let's say. So just encouraging everyone to keep their eyes on the screen and listen to you. How are you doing, Valine, today? How do you pronounce your name?
It's Valen. You pronounced it just fine. Hey, GM, everyone.
GM, thank you for being here. Do you want to give a quick intro about yourself before we start?
Yeah, sorry. I'm just fiddling with my video. Yeah, so I'm Valen. I'm the operations and community engagement at Ethereum Cat Herders. And I'm sure you guys know about Ethereum Cat Herders. We are the coordination layer. So what that means is that we coordinate the Ethereum protocol calls. We are kind of like the connection or the bridge between different core devs in the consensus layer clients and the execution layer clients and anyone who is interested in core protocol development, to be honest. We also produce a lot of educational videos. I mean, I see that my colleague Akash is here. Oh, maybe he dropped off. Yeah, so we produce a lot of technical deep dive into EIPs, not just related, but also very fun stuff like ERCs, which is related to application layer proposal. So yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Thank you. Cool. Well, so we have a few people here, and I think we can get started. If you're ready, should I share my screen? All right. Let's see.
Yeah.
There we go.
So
yeah, cool.
Thanks, Nico. So I'm a little bit nervous because I gotta put out disclaimers here. I'm not a technical person, so I don't have a technical background. In fact, I have a legal background. So I spent like probably 20 something hours going through EIPs to produce, hopefully, easy enough to understand content for today's session. And if I cut out in the middle of the call because of bad weather, good luck to Nico. Sorry, Nico. Hopefully not. I mean, it's been a long time since I did that. So yeah.
I'll do my best if that happens. In the meantime, I'll be doing like some ritual for the weather gods to to be kind today.
Yeah. So
yeah, but I think all of us have like Eval under gonna be just fine. Don't worry too much about it.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure all of you are aware about the upcoming Pectra upgrade. It's gonna be live on the mainnet on the 7th of May, and Ethereum Cat Herders will be co-hosting a live stream of the Pectra upgrade with eStaker and Bankless. So without further ado, I'm sorry, can all of you see the screen? It's kind of glitching on my side.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was, for some reason, we went off, but I see it now. Please chat, let us know if
Oh, okay. Good. All right.
see
Yes,
it.
great.
All right.
Well done. Nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So let's dig into it. So before I go into what is Pectra upgrade and whatnot, let me just give an overview of what is the consensus layer and the execution layer. That would be the next slide.
All right. Can the chat confirm that you're seeing it first? Because I think people are not. Please give us a thumbs up if you see it. Thumbs
Cool.
down.
Yeah.
I think it's my computer. Oh yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah, it's my computer. Sorry about that. Cool. Next slide.
Yes. Can you go back one slide? I think you clicked one too many, Nico. Sorry. No, we're not on Kahoot yet, Sissy. I'm just monitoring the chat at the same time. So I'm presenting, but Nico is sharing his screen because I need my notes. Great.
Here,
yeah.
this one.
Yes. Perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for your patience. Yeah. So, Ethereum is a world computer. So actually, Ethereum is a distributed network of computers running software that can verify blocks and transaction data. I'm sure you understand, terms like permissionless, decentralized in this Ethereum ecosystem. So just imagine that all these little dots on the screen, the web, is a illustration of the distributed network of nodes and validators. So post the merge refers to Ethereum's transition from proof of work to proof of stake. The beacon chain is now the consensus layer. So if you really think about Ethereum, you can think of it as like a hamburger. So the bit is your consensus layer, which is a peer-to-peer network of consensus clients that handles block gossip and consensus logic. So block gossip is just a funny term to mean one-to-many communications, and consensus clients do block gossips so that they can receive new blocks from peers and broadcast them when it is their turn to be a block proposal. And then the bottom bit of the burger is, the execution layer. So execution layer is responsible for transaction gossip, executing transactions and managing Ethereum state. So those two layers, they don't work in silos. They communicate with each other through the PADI, or what I call the engine API. So yeah, we can move on to the next slide. So why upgrade? The reason why we have upgrade is because in order for Ethereum to scale, to be decentralized, or to be even more secure, we need continuous improvements. It's kind of like, doing anything, to be honest, like even for yourself, you continuously improve yourself, upgrading yourself. So yeah, so an upgrade is simply a set of proposals, Ethereum improvement proposals to the Ethereum protocol. In the Web 2 world, an upgrade traditionally is controlled by a centralized company. So let's say if you use Facebook today, Facebook rolls out a new feature that has AI in everything. You can't really control that. And it will just happen when you go on facebook.com. For blockchain, it works differently because there's no centralized ownership. So in order for an upgrade to happen, Ethereum clients must update their software to implement the new fork rules, which has all the EIPs, and block creators, aka validators, they must create blocks and validate them against the new rules, which brings us to the next slide, which is Pectra, the upcoming upgrade. So the Pectra upgrade is happening on the 7th of May at 10 a.m. UTC time, roughly about there. So it is the largest Ethereum grade in terms of EIP count. It has 11 proposals, and it, like, if you think about upgrade, you can't really say, oh, all nodes listen up, all validators listen up. The upgrade will take place at this and this time, this and this second, or this and this millisecond, because that's not quite precise enough. So the upgrade will happen at a certain epoch. An epoch is just a unit of time or blocks on the blockchain. So the upgrade will happen on 364,032 epoch. So, like, instead of going by, say, finality will be achieved in midnight, 7th of May, whatever. The blockchain says finality will be achieved in, epoch. So that's just a time measurement. Yeah, so I will be covering most of the Pectra upgrade EIPs, not all of them. And I'm going to try and relate to what it means by, scaling Ethereum or making Ethereum more secure, or making Ethereum more decentralized, so that it is easy for everyone to understand with the right context. It doesn't matter if you don't have technical knowledge, because I don't either. So next slide. So one of the biggest goal of Pectra upgrade is to improve validator user experience, or, in other words, to increase validator efficiency. And as I mentioned previously, validators are really important in the Ethereum ecosystem because they are block producers, and right now validators need 32 ETH to be staked. I guess you could call yourself a whale if you have 30. I don't know, you have 32 ETH now. So if you have, like, say, 33 ETH, what happened? That's too bad, because you can only stake 32 ETH, and the extra ETH is just like idle. So the rewards above 32 ETH will not count. So let's say if you have 33 ETH, you could wait right now, you could wait until you have 64 ETH or something, so that you could spin up another new with another new data key. But with with this specific EIP called EIP 7251, increase maximum effective balance of validators, validators can stake between 32 and 2048 ETH, which is a lot. So that means that they could, compound with their ETH so that they could get rewards, and they don't have to spin up as many validators, because they could just use one validator and probably have 64 ETH staked, something like that. And then the next EIP that's related to this category of improvement is EIP 6110, which is reducing the speed of validator deposits processing. So this is kind of a funny EIP, because I was doing a bit of research on this. Validator deposit processing is kind of like a remnant of pre-merge Ethereum. Before the merge, Ethereum actually was on a proof of work mechanism, which is similar to Bitcoin. So, this validator deposit processing process has never been updated or changed. So right now, if you're running a validator, you submit a transaction containing a deposit, the consensus layer, or the CL, needs to consider the state of the deposit contract after 8 hours of delay, or approximately 2048 blocks. And then once voting is finished, the proposal includes deposits in the block so that nodes can verify. Then after that, your deposit gets processed. So it's a really, really long time. It's about like 8 hours, if I can remember correctly. 11.4 hours. So with the upgrade and with this EIP, A user can submit a transaction to the deposit contract, and this transaction will directly come from the execution layer, which is the bottom layer of the paddy, and it will be included in the blocks. And the process to finalization is just 13 minutes. So significantly reduce the speed of the processing. Yeah, so yeah, we can move on. But the other category of this Pectra upgrade would be to really improve user experience. I'm pretty sure maybe a lot of people are quite hyped up about EIP 7702, which is set code for externally owned account, aka. So what this means is it's a big step towards account abstraction. And account abstraction, from my understanding, is really to onboard, more Web2 people into Web3, because, with all the on-ramping, creating a wallet and depositing ETH and whatnot, buying other tokens, yes, it really simplifies that sort of process. And for EIP 7702, for example, allows transaction batching, it allows multiple operations in an externally owned account to be executed within a single transaction. The next thing, guest sponsorship, is something that I really like. It allows one account to pay gas for another, which is quite handy. Alternative auth, and this is what I was referring to right now. The onboarding process is kind of a bit tricky, but with 7702 and wallet updates, you can have hardware security modules in phones to authorize operations like passkeys. And there are other applications like spending controls and recovery mechanism where users can sign subkeys to give less than global access to account. So these are really cool user experience for anyone in the ecosystem. So the next, big sort of bucket of improvement is really on scaling ZK rollups, which is zero knowledge rollups, and having just smoother bridging and stronger infrastructure. So I was diving down to EIP 2537 precompiled for an elliptic curve operation. It's really hard to wrap your head around at first, but all you need to know is that BLS 123821 is a cryptographic curve, which is just another term for complex math behind secure signatures and ZK proof. Oops, this is a spelling mistake. So ZK proof is zero knowledge proof. So there are a lot of code or precompiled operations, and they mainly do point addition and multiplication operations. Something about verifying zero knowledge proofs, ZK snarks, map to curve operations used in BLS signatures. So it's a lot on the cryptography side of things. And why this is important, actually, this EIP has Ethereum cat herders recorded this EIP presentation with the author like maybe 3-4 years ago. It has been a long time coming. And it's really important because it just makes rollup and privacy solutions more secure. And I think a note in the EIP itself mentions that it has 120 bits of security compared to the 80 bits of security used by another curve right now. So this is more superior, I guess. And securing BLS signatures can strengthen and smoothen out rollup and cross-chain interactions, which is pretty good. And just overall stronger infrastructure. And if you remember the hamburger analogy that I mentioned a couple of slides ago, the big part of mainnet upgrade would be actually to improve execution consensus layer interaction. And one of the EIPs that are doing this is EIP 7691, which is the Blob throughput increase. So Blobs introduced in EIP 4844 in Denken upgrade last March. And blobs just means bits of data, but a bundle of data. So yeah, so persist, beacon, aka the consensus layer, for a short period of time, and they need to be gossiped, communicated over the Ethereum networking layer. So right now there's an average of 3 blobs per block. And with this new EIP, the numbers will increase from 6 to 9. And the other EIP increase in core data cost, this is actually pretty technical. So gas limit has not been increased, but the average size of blocks has increased due to Rollups posting data to the Ethereum. So this EIP proposes adjusting the core data cost, which is like a function in the code, to reduce the maximum possible block size and its variance without negatively impacting regular users. So the core devs, clever people, they've done a lot of research around how much increase in core data cost there should be and how this will impact the block size and not. So they found out that actually the current core data pricing actually compresses to under 1.7 MB and the payload is quite small relative to the core data pricing permit of 7.15 MB. And with this new EIP, will increase the core data cost, but without significantly affecting regular users, and it doesn't significantly affect your day-to-day transactions. So yeah, to put it simply, it's just to kind of incentivize more efficient rollup posting data to Ethereum, I guess. Which brings me to the end of this presentation. I hope I didn't bore you, but if you do like more about the Ethereum mainnet upgrade, I strongly recommend you to visit the Ethereum Cat Herders YouTube. And yeah, we can kick off with the quiz.
Cool, awesome. Thank you so much, Vailin. This was really, really cool. And I hope that gave all of you the enough knowledge to answer the Kahoot. Yeah, so I see we have more than 50 people watching the live stream on X as well. So I think you will be able to join the Kahoot as well. If you're paying attention, we're going to share the QR code to join now. But I would highly recommend that you come over to the Discord so you can participate in the chat as well. The best meme most of the time gets a nice GLM prize as well, but same spiel as always. We're gonna be giving GLM prizes to the first, second, and third place in the Kahoot. So yeah, really looking forward to this one. Hope you all paid attention. Let's see. Let's play some music in the meantime.
Yes.
All right, there you see the code now. You should be able to join the Kahoot. I share the link here as well on the chat for more people to join. And yeah, this is such a bullish upgrade, to be honest. Like, I'm really excited about, especially about the account abstraction stuff. Like, I think we've been talking a lot about transforming like address, like the regular EOAs into smart accounts. So really looking forward to see how that plays out in what people build and how we improve user experience here. And yeah, Wasabi is here, so watch out. Wasabi always rocks our quizzes. So nice, awesome. I see a bunch of people joining already. I'll share the link here again, or kahoot.it, and the code is, well, you see it on the screen, 52 80007. There you go. How many questions today, Marvin? We have 13 questions, Vailin, is that right?
Yep, that's right. And the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, the first 6 questions should be quite easy.
But that means you need to be super fast, because the faster you answer, the more points you get as well. So get your fingers ready. Sharing the link again. Nice. See, we have 11 people already. Let's see if those 11 people paid enough attention.
Oh,
let's wait a couple more minutes. What?
Yeah. I was just gonna say, I hope no one came in halfway through the presentation. That would be so sad.
That would be sad, but advantage to the ones that came in early.
Yes.
All right, I think we're ready to start. So let's kick it off. I see more people joining. All right, let's get it started. So I'm gonna read the question, and then Violin is gonna give us a bit of context afterwards. So, but yeah, the rest of the dynamic is gonna be pretty much the same as every week. All right, ready for the first question. How many core proposals are there in the upcoming Pectra update? Get your answers in. 10, 11, 12, 13. What's the right answer? Oh, you guys did not pay attention. It was 11. 11 is the right answer. Ellen mentioned it very briefly, but 2 of you got it right. Let's see who those people are.
Oh,
Donnie and
nice
Blondie. Very good. Congrats. All right, let's jump into the next question. This is true or false? Pectra upgrade is the largest upgrade by EIP count in Ethereum's history so far. True or false? Whoa, you guys were quick with this one. So it seems you might have paid attention.
Yeah.
Right. 8 correct answers. Very good. Let's see what that's done to the leaderboard here. Blondie, of course, in the first place. Blondie seems to have answered this question incorrectly, because we don't see you in the leaderboard anymore. Dragon Jockey on the 2nd place and DeFi Prince 3rd place. Congrats. And Marvin and Samuel creeping in there in the 4th and 5th place. Let's see. What is the main role of Ethereum's consensus layer?
Yeah, and just to recap, consensus layer handles block concept and consensus logic. So that's a hint.
A little hint. We got 10 correct answers. Very good. Nice. So at least people have been paying attention to what Ethereum does. Congrats to the 10 of you. Let's see. Donnie on fire with 3 correct answers in a row. Well done, sir. And yeah, we have Dragon Jockey on the 2nd and Marvin on the 3rd. I can't remember, Violin, if you have context for these ones as well, if you wanna.
So yes, the consensus layer refers to the validators, and they have to come to agreement, aka consensus, on the correct version of the blockchain. So they need to participate in block gossip so that they can receive new blocks from peers and broadcast them to broadcast them when it's their turn to be block.
Thank you. All right. Next question. What is the main role of Ethereum's execution layer?
Yeah.
No hint this time?
Well, it's about transactions and managing Ethereum state. So.
Oh, interesting. Only 2 correct answers this time.
Oh, yeah. So remember the burger patty? The execution layer refers to the layer where it is, execution transactions gets executed. And what this means is that the EL will have to find and exchange information with other nodes to confirm that the transactions is correct. Yeah, and consensus client can provide instructions to the execution client, and then the execution client can pass bundles of transactions to the consensus client to include in the beacon blocks. I mentioned a question earlier that consensus clients need to receive new blocks and to propose new blocks. So actually proposing is the consensus layer's job. So, yeah, I'm sorry.
Trick question. But let's see what this done to the. Nice. Oh wow, big changes in the leaderboard.
Oh my gosh.
I owned 6th place, went up to the 1st place with a streak of 3 correct answers. Congrats. I think we know who this might be. Someone here loves to be on the 6th place. So let's see if you can keep the 6th place, sir. Donnie on the 2nd and Beat Blondie on the 3rd. Buck up and Dragon Jockey and Marvin 4th and 5th. All right. In Spanish is easier, Lumina. You crushed it last week. Last week we did one in Spanish related to our climate epoch. And Lumina here, although it's not her mother language, she crushed it. So that was really fun. All right, let's jump into the next question. My computer is really buggy today. What is the main purpose of the Pectra update?
So if you remember the presentation, there are a few categories where I talk broadly about what kind of EIPs fall into what kind of categories. So I hope you guys remember that. You can select multiple.
All right. It seems we have 3 people, or let's see. I just cannot, you cannot really see how many people got all of them right, but a lot of right answers, of course. And yeah, the correct answer was all of them. So if you selected all of them, you would have been right. Yes, it's multiple. It says there, select multiple, but we'll let you know in the next one when it's, because we have a few of multiple answer questions. Do you want to give some context, Violin?
Yeah, so increasing validator efficiency is covered by EIP 7251, which is max effective balance. Improving consensus execution layer interaction is covered by EIPs that improves how data types are transferred across the layers. And then improving user experience, 7702, which is a big step towards account abstraction. And then scaling L2 is kind of like a broad term to refer to the pre-compile for the elliptic curve, which, you know, ZK is not more efficient, zero knowledge rollups. Yes.
Thank you. Let's go for the next question. We're almost about to be in the middle of the quiz.
Yeah.
Let's see what's the leaderboard doing now. Don is still on top. Very good. Marvin on the 2nd, Big Blondie 3rd, Dragon Jockey on the 4th, and I own the 6th place, trying to get to the 6th place. I guess now on the 5th. You're close. You're closer. All right, next question, everyone. Which epoch will the Pectra upgrade be?
So epoch is, a unit of blocks on the blockchain. And I mentioned pretty briefly just now what epoch is. It starts with a 3. So hint, it's a 50-50 right there.
Oh, seems like people heard your hint, but only 4 got it right.
Yeah.
It's Epoch 364,032.
And 32 is, yeah.
What?
Yeah, it is 3,600. 364032. There's no.
Yes. All right. Let's see what's the leaderboard now. Marvin went higher, and Donnie is second now. Congrats, sir, taking the lead there. And let's jump straight into the next question, which is, why does EIP 2537 introduce a precompile for BLS 12381 curve operations? Tricky one, but Violin mentioned it and expanded on it quite a bit, so hope you all paid attention. Otherwise, this will be a good refresher. Oh, nice. Yeah, you got it. Six of you got it right.
Yeah,
When I
amazing.
give some of the context.
Of course. So option A and C meant to kind of like break people. BLS signatures are just a type of cryptographic signature based on pairing-friendly elliptic curve cryptography. So yeah, so the precompile doesn't replace the cryptographic signatures. And ERC token transfers do not need any sort of complex cryptography behind it. Yeah, so that's also by elimination not the correct answer. Speed up block production. Yeah, it just doesn't. Yeah, it just doesn't work that way. So the correct answer by elimination is number B.
That's right. Let's see if the leaderboard. Oh, big changes in the leaderboard. In the bottom, at least, Lumina made it to the third place. Congratulations, madam, there. DeFi Prince, fourth, and BitBlondie, fifth, and DeFi Prince with a streak of 3 answers. Very good. Let's see how this evolves. Now we're past the half of the quiz. There's gonna be 13 questions in total, and let's see what's the 8th. What validator-related parameter is included in EIP 7251, maximum effective balance, in the Pectra upgrade?
If you recall, I keep saying the S word. That's my hint. What do validators do? Good on you, Lumina.
All right. 5 of you got it right. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Let's see what this done to. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Tell us about it.
The current state, anybody who wants to contribute a large amount of ETH to consensus has to spin up multiple validators because each validator is capped, limited at a maximum of 32 ETH. So if a validator has 33 ETH, the excess balance is idle, and after the update, the maximum effective balance a validator can have would be 2,048 ETH.
That's right. And we see Donnie on top now, Marvin on the second, DeFi Prince third, Estela fourth, and Samuel on the fifth. That's a lot of changes in the scoreboard now. Let's see. And Wasabi is creeping up 3 places. So let's see if he can make it to the top 5 this time, as he regularly does. All right, next question.
Please come back. The next question will also be EIP 7251 related.
And you can select as many answers as they apply.
Yeah, correct. Select multiple, please.
So yeah, what other changes would EIP bring apart from increasing the maximum effective balance? The validators. All right. I mean, a bunch of people answered correctly, of course. But let's see what this has done to the scoreboard now. We have Marvin on the first, Jerry on the second, DeFi Prince on the third still, and Dragon Jockey on the fourth, Lumina back up on the fifth. Congrats. And DeFi Prince with a streak of 5 correct answers. Very good.
Wow.
If you keep it up, maybe you can reach first position here.
Wow. Damn, this is so exciting. I don't know why I'm more stressed. So validators can accumulate more than 32 ETH in effective balance, and this allows for compounding, you know? And because you can compound, that means you can also consolidate your validators into one without generating multiple validator keys. And then this reduces the bandwidth requirement for the entire network as a whole. So yeah, it decreases the number of validators on the mainnet, but it doesn't mean that the amount of ETH staked is less. It just means that the validators are consolidated. So yes, good on everyone who got it correct.
Yeah, that was a hard one. And I believe this next one is also multi-select.
Correct.
Let's see. Yes, indeed. Take as many answers as you think are correct. What deposit-related improvement will EIP 6110 bring by moving validator deposit data in the execution layer?
The hint will be select 2.
Oh, nice. Good hint. Good hint. Wow. Interesting. All right. At least most people knew that the first one was not correct. But I think the other might have picked the other 3. Let's see. Do you want to give some context before?
Sure. So amount
Processing delays and security of validator deposits are.
Yes. So EIP 6110 is really to target like a remnant of pretty much Ethereum king weird little thing. Right now, the delay if you enable a deposit transaction, it takes about 11.4 hours. And that's because it requires the consensus layer to wait for 2048 blocks. And then there's a bunch of, there's voting, and then it will be processed. But with this EIP, it just makes it easier for the EL to just include that transaction in the blocks, and it can be finalized within 13 minutes. So option C is not correct because the amount of validator deposits was never really capped. Like there's no minimum or maximum validator deposit. It's just the timing. Like the timing was the issue. The delay was the issue. I think people might have been confused by the maximum effective balance question. So they could perhaps thought that it was the same thing, but it's not.
Yeah, indeed, that's what I would think as well. But it's good to know all these little nuances that the complex machine of Ethereum has. So
yeah,
let's see what happened to the leaderboard. We see Bit Blondie climbed up to the 3rd place. The rest stays kind of the same way. Cool. And let's move on to question 11. Which statement best describes EIP 7691? Blob throughput increase.
If you remember, Blob is just bundle of data from which layer? Is it consensus? Is it actually?
Oh, 4 correct answers. Increases number of blobs per block consumed by consensus layer clients is the correct answer.
Yeah. So the blob relates to the temporary of data in the consensus layer. Yeah. I'm sorry if you got this wrong. It's not.
All right. Let's see big movements in the leaderboard. Donnie climbed up to the 1st. Marvin is now 2nd, and DeFi Prince 3rd. Beat Blondie with a streak of 3, but unfortunately didn't keep the top 3. And Wasabi climbing up again on the 5th
Wow.
place. All right, next question. Second to last.
Oh, you need to read this
Which of
question
the
carefully.
which of the following statements is not an application of EIP 7702?
Not.
EOA.
There's only one.
This one's really tricky also. This is really tricky.
Oh, nice. Most of you got it correct. Yeah, so actually it's a trick answer because the correct answer should be allow for privilege de-escalation, not escalation. It will be scary if it is privilege escalation, imagine.
Yes.
If you get it.
Yeah. No bueno. And we see Lumina playing with her baby. And she got it right, even with these adverse conditions. And let's see what the scoreboard is doing now. Just a Bit Blondie moved back up to the 3rd place. This is a tough battle between DeFi Prince and Bit Blondie. Let's see if what happens in the last question today. All right. Get your fingers ready. The faster you answer, the higher points you get. So let's see what the next question says. What is the main rationale for EIP 7623 increase in call data cost?
So it just screams out at you.
Yeah, it did. 8 people got it right.
Well done. Yeah, so EIP 7623 is just increasing call data cost for transactions with low computation to reduce excessively large blocks caused by rollup usage.
And what is the podium for today? We have Bit Blondie on the 3rd, Matt Marvin on the
Nice.
2nd, and this is probably Donnie. Yeah, Donnie on the 1st. Congratulations. DeFi Prince on the 4th and Estella on the 5th. Congratulations to you too.
Congratulations.
Very informative Dragon's Den today. Thank you so much, Eileen, for all the alpha here and bringing us some important knowledge for the ecosystem here. So really appreciate that.
No problem. And thank you guys for having me here. I mean, if you have more suggestions on what I can do, just feel free to let me know. Just DM me and maybe we can do another quiz that is not so hard again.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be fun. People in the chat are screaming to teach more, so I think we should plan that soon. And
Yes.
feel free to put some links there in the chat, Violin,
Yes.
if anything, if you want people to follow you or Ethereum cut herders, anything goes. So
Okay.
yeah.
Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube.
Yes. Comment below. If you've allocated to the round just now, I mean the round that happened that ended last week, we have the POAP, which is really beautiful. So don't forget to claim it. You should be whitelisted if you did. So that's the link there. And please subscribe to Ethereum cat herders as well.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all so much. Anything else you would like to say, Pauline, to close it up?
Yeah. If you find that some concepts are too technical for you and you want a more simplified version, also feel free to DM me because I'm kind of aware that, most people, unless they are like protocol nerds, you want to spend 20 hours grinding on EIPs, you might not understand everything. So yeah, just let me know how you or what you want simplified and then I can just do my best.
There you go. Thank you so much, Pauline. And yeah, to the winners, please DM Durgadas to claim your rewards. And yeah, excited to see more content from Ethereum cat herders. Always a great resource if you want to dive deep, and appreciate you doing this for us, Violin.
Problem.
All right. Yes, and get your cards. We have number 13 available now. Remember, there's going to be 18 of them, and a few of them are already gone. So some of them are being sold in the secondary market if you're gonna get those. Otherwise, try to mint the ones that are available now. All right. I'll see you all next week. This week there won't be a town hall, by the way. So the next call we're gonna have is the Dragons Den next week. So yeah, thank you all for coming by. See you. Bye bye.